What we have today is 3 carbs, some cylinder heads, some cylinders. Customer wants the inside of these covers done. The outsides are going to be polished. So just the insides need to be cleaned up. Customer wants these connectors wet blasted. This is a piece I did for them recently. This gets a dry blast with glass bead and then a wet blast as well. He just wants the inside of these threads done, so I'll have to take that out just to make sure everything's clean. We're gonna avoid the bores on these because they look pretty clean. I don't know if he honed them out or anything. Previously he got these sandblasted by somebody. They do a pretty good job. He says they're very cheap, but they miss spots, so we're gonna give it a dry blast once over, because getting down the fins here, trying to remove this paint or powder coat or whatever it is difficult with the wet blaster. I have 2 cabinets, a dry and a wet, both with glass bead, so let's get after it. So we just finished the dry blast. You can see it's a lot cleaner in here. Still got like tiny bits of paint or powder coat, whatever it is, down on the fins. So now we're gonna put it in the wet cabinet. Again, glass bead, water, high pressure air, and we're gonna finish them up. Just finished up. They're still drying. So that was with a wet blast. And then I just blow it off with compressed air after rinsing it in a bucket. You can really see the shine on it for something that's kind of more of a rough cast. These are definitely older. He likes to get the outside edges polished on these. I mean, you can really tell the difference between this and that. Kind of hard to see, but yeah, it's definitely more of an OEM look to these. These ones have the steel cylinders in here, so we're gonna have to be mindful of that. He wants this cleaned up, so we're gonna dry blast those. It looks like the sandblaster did a pretty good job of getting down in the fins here. Excuse me if I'm talking funny, I'm wearing a mask just from the dust. Yeah, there's a little bit of rust on the outside of these, so we're gonna try to clean that up for them. All of them are kind of like this, but yeah, let's get after it. Just finished up the carburetors. They all got dry blasted, followed by a wet blast. You can really tell how nice like the brass comes out. So they were like a darker silver, and they've definitely lightened up a lot. Nice smooth finish. They match the bowls and the caps pretty well. So everything over here has been done. These are done. I coated the cylinders with some WD-40 on a rag. It's a specialist gel WD-40. Seems to work really well. It's the first time I used it. It's nice because you can spray it where you want it and then like just rub it in and make sure it's not rusting. Check the bottoms. Still good. All right, so we just got these two inside cases. I have just wet blasted these before, but it doesn't clean up the best, so I'm gonna try dry blasting it, try to see what kind of finish I can get. They're both just kind of darker silver right now, and hopefully they'll turn out something brighter like this. And then I just have to do these plugs as well. He gives me a lot of electrical stuff to do, and it doesn't seem to affect it. He rebuilds stators like this one, and I don't know, it doesn't seem to hurt it. So I'm just gonna do these plugs, and wet blasting plastic kind of just freshens it up. It'll get rid of all the grime and grease down in there. You'll be able to see the difference in that one. So let's get to it. All right, just finished up everything. Just took a final look over. Everything looks pretty good, consistent. These are still drying here, but these got a dry blast on the inside and then a wet blast. No rust building up on the cylinder walls. So this is what plastic does. So we got kind of just a nicer finish on the outside, a little bit fresher. And the plugs on the inside are all cleaned up. No more grease or corrosion in there. Took care of this one as well. Said he wanted the original bleeders. And the threads in there are all cleaned up. So that got a quick dry, followed by a wet. So I just went over the whole thing again once more for him. All said and done, probably just over 2 hours for everything that you see here.